Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today on our channel we are going to be doing a very fun project, and I have been waiting to do this kind of a project for a long time. Also, as you are seeing, there is a new aquarium that's over here. It's a small one, it's a flower vase which I'll be converting into an aquarium. I picked it up at one of the stores. So yeah, I'm really excited to do this project, and obviously it's going to be addition of another small nano tank in my room. And as you see at the background over there, we have the shrimp tank which I showed you last time we set it up. But this time I am planning to transfer the shrimp. I wanted to transfer it to another tank. So this is going to be the tank where we transfer the shrimp, and the tank over there behind, that's going to be left empty. So we do have a new species of fish which we will be adding into that tank over there. So the fish is already been bought, all the things are already here. And if you want to know what fish it is that I'm going to be putting into my tank, so make sure you stay tuned till the end of this video. So what are we going to need for this project? For this project, as you can see, I already have my sand. This is pre-used sand. I have used it before in one of the aquariums, so I'm going to use that. I have the LED lights. This is also something that I already had at home. Then I have my oxygen pump over here. This is also something I already had, and the filter pump as well. Now the things that I have bought new is the aquarium itself. I have this terrestrial plant over here, and I have some pebbles at the back. So all the things are already ready and set over here. So let's start up with this project. So we'll start with our first layer in the tank, and this is going to be the sand layer. I'm going to keep around 1 inch thickness of the sand inside this tank. For those of you who want to try and create a shrimp tank, and who want to try and get your shrimps to breed, my best suggestions or my best tips for you will be, first of all, keep your water temperature at least 28 degrees. And in warmer temperatures, usually any kinds of fish, especially shrimp or guppies, these kind of things, they breed really well. And the second thing is obviously your water quality, guys. Make sure you keep your water quality up to mark always. Every weekly, make sure you change at least 30% of the water and fill it with fresh 30% water. These two tips, guys, it will help you, and this should be more than sufficient to breed your shrimp successfully. It's always important to have a heater in your tank. If you have a small tank, big tank, doesn't matter, have a heater always to maintain a temperature for your shrimp. And it depends also on which countries you live in. Some countries are warm, so you might not need a heater because the temperature might already be at 26 or 28. But if you live in countries where it's cooler, or if you live in rooms where there's continuous air condition, then you definitely need a heater to maintain your temperature. Now for this tank, I was trying to actually place this driftwood over here, but this piece of driftwood actually is too large and occupies a lot of space. I need to also put internal filter over here, which is a sponge filter, and for that I'm going to need space. So this driftwood is not going to be ideal for this tank, so I have to take it out. And I'll place my filter here inside the tank, so I get a rough idea about how much space I have left, and according to that, then I can design my rest of my aquascape, as in where I can put the pebbles and the other plants or whatever is needed to be put inside this tank. So now I have a approximate idea about how much space the filter is going to take in the tank. I can now work around the space left over on the sides in the circle, and I'll fill it with the black pebbles that I have bought from the shop. These pebbles are quite nice, guys. They look like the river pebbles, the ones which you will find around rivers in India especially. And when you place them in the aquarium also, they do give a very good look to your aquarium. I also wanted to talk to you guys regarding live plants and why it is important to have some live plants in your aquarium. Now, when your fish are feeding, usually you will feed them whatever kind of pellets or maybe flake food. And when they eat, obviously they eat, then they also poop a lot. So when there's a lot of poop in your tank, that poop is going to stay over there, and it's going to rot, and it's going to make your water smell, and it's not good for your fish. So when you have live plants in your tank, what the live plants do is basically this poop, it is nitrates or nitrites, and it will convert to nitrogen in your tank, and the plants itself, they will absorb this, and they will grow really well. So it acts like a kind of a balance. It will absorb all the bad things for the fish, but it will, in a good way, it will improve the health of your plants and help them grow. Another important thing to note, guys, is feeding the fish. So a lot of us, what we do is we see our fish, they look very hungry and they are roaming all around, scavenging for food in the tank. So we end up putting a lot of food for them, and most of this food, yeah, it will be eaten, but then there will also be food particles that will remain uneaten, and they will slowly settle in your tank, and it will start rotting and it will get spoiled over there, and this will make your water cloudy, plus it will also make your water stink. So make sure guys you don't put excess food while feeding your fish. What I generally do is when I'm feeding my fish, I will usually just sprinkle a little bit on top, and I see as they are eating. Once they have finished that, then I'll add little by little more. And once they stop eating, I stop feeding them. So that's what you can also do. Feed them little by little, see how much they finish, and once they are done, then stop feeding them. So we are almost done with placing the pebbles. I am actually trying to place as many pebbles as possible so I can cover a lot of area, and the more the better, because these pebbles, they will give more surface area for the the algae to grow on, and the more algae that grows over there is better for the shrimps, because they love to eat algae. As I told you earlier, they will go hunting for all of it. They will scratch and scrape all the rocks and they will eat all of it. Now for the plants I have over here is two different kinds of moss. The two larger ones that you see, this is weeping moss. It spreads quite well in the tank, and the other small one, that is phoenix moss. So we'll place this inside our aquarium. I'm just going to put it around, like in three corners around the filter pump. For this tank I don't have too many live plants guys at the moment, but I am planning, maybe in the future I will try and see, I will add some more plants. I am going to mostly add some floating plants. I'm not going to put any kind of stem plants that go inside the sand and then pop out, because I have stones and pebbles over here, so I can't do that. So the only option I have is to add more moss, or to add some floating plants, or submerged plants. So as I had told you, we have this terrestrial plant over here, which we will be planting onto our aquarium, and I want the roots to be at least being in touch with the water slightly, at least, if not fully submerged. So I have prepared something out of a wire which I had at home. It's like a basic hanger kind of thing to hang the tree above the water, because it's a terrestrial plant. We can't we can't just take any plants that we find in the environment and plant it inside our aquariums. Eventually they will die out because they are not aquatic. So this will now go inside of this ring that I have made. As you can see, like this, it's holding properly, and we'll place it over here in the aquarium. So I guess that's holding absolutely nicely. It's holding it in place. It's sturdy and it's not shaking too much. So that should look well in the aquarium with a small addition to our tank. And for this aquarium, I'm not going to be putting a lot of plants. Tomorrow I will be getting maybe 1 or 2 plants to add into this aquarium, which I might not put in this video, or if I am able to, I will do it and I'll show it to you guys. But I already have some moss plants, as I spoke about earlier, over there. Over here in the bowl we have all the shrimp that are already ready to be transferred, and here also I have a different variety of moss. Basically this moss that I have in the shrimp jar over here, this is free floating moss. You don't need to stick it to any kind of stone, or you don't need to stick it to any kind of wood or anything. You can just leave it floating free in the water, and the shrimp, they love to be around this kind of moss. So now the only thing is left is, guys, we will go ahead, we will fill our aquarium with water, and once I have filled it with water, I will get back to you with the video. So here I also have some water lettuce. These are basically floating plants which will float on top of our aquarium, and they grow very well, and they will multiply very soon, and they will probably cover the entire tank top over here. As you can see, guys, now the tank is completely filled with water. It looks beautiful, and my terrestrial plant that's on top, that's slightly submerged in the water, very little, so it should be having good supply of water throughout and should be doing very well as an indoor plant as well. So I'll place these water lettuce inside. So we have few water lettuce that has been placed inside. The sponge is going to be in the middle, guys. I can't do anything about it. That's the only drawback about having sponge filters, is that it occupies a lot of space inside your tanks. And this being a nano tank, that's definitely occupying a lot of space inside. But we will have to deal with it and go along. So I've tried to make it as beautiful as possible, to make it like a fountain in between and cover it with pebbles all around. It's not looking that bad. I'm quite happy with it. It looks nice over here next to my other tank. And we will start this pump and we will see how it's working. So the pump is running, guys, and as you can see, the bubbles are coming out nicely and slowly. I don't want to have the rate of the bubbles coming at very high speed, because the shrimp won't like it, and also it creates a lot of tension on the surface. There'll be too many bubbles bursting, and so there'll be water all around the place. I don't want that to happen, so I've kept it at a minimum level. And probably tomorrow, along with the once I go for the plants, the new plants, I will also get a small heater for this tank, because I don't like to keep any fish without a heater, especially for shrimps. If you have shrimps at your house, the red cherry shrimps that I have over here, they require higher temperatures. They don't do so well in lower temperatures. And because over here we are all the time in the AC air condition, so the water temperatures, they are like around 24 25. So I want the water to be at least at 28 or above. So probably I'll get a very small heater. 50 watt heater should be more than sufficient for this. This tank already has a heater here, and that's all we will be having in that tank. So I'll go ahead, I'll drain the water out from this bowl, and then we'll put all our cherry shrimps back over there in the new aquarium. Let's see how they like it. Here we have it, guys, our mini aquarium. It's all ready. Our terrestrial plant looks beautiful on top, and the floating plants as well. These will multiply soon. As you can see, the bubbles are nicely being released at slow rate, so there's not too much of sprinkling of water on the surface. Because these floating plants that I have over here, if there's too much of water sprinkling on their leaves, they will start rotting and they'll not do very well, because these are some plants that don't like to have water on top of them. Only the bottom roots need to be submerged in the water. And moss is all around the tank, so the shrimps have a lot of space to hide, a lot of places to eat. And since there are so many rocks now, there will be algae forming on this rock slowly, so definitely they will do their job of scraping these rocks and eating all that algae off. So guys, the moment that we have been waiting for, and I have been wanting to show you the fish that I have got from my other tank. Now this is completely empty, so I'm going to put my fish, the fish bag over here inside the tank, and I'm going to let the water temperature of the fish, get accustomed to the water temperature in the tank for the time being right now. Once they are ready to be put inside the tank, then we will show you the clip and we will let you know which fish it is that is going in this tank. So the final moment that everyone has been waiting for, to know which is the fish that I'm going to be putting in my aquarium. Here they are, guys. There are two. There's a male and a female. These are black guppies. These are some special guppies that I have bought. Usually guppies come in many varieties and many forms. There are some cheap ones that you can get, but these are a little expensive and they are a special breed. They are only black. And this female, as you can see, her stomach is already bulging out, so she's already pregnant and maybe due to give some babies. And we are now acclimating our fish in the tank. So guys, whenever you get any new fish, make sure you always place your plastic bag that you get the fish in, place it in your aquarium, so that the water can get acclimated to the temperature of your tank. So when the fish go in the aquarium, it's easier for them. They don't get stressed out, and once they go in, they can settle down easily. And whenever you get fish from any other aquarium store, make sure you don't put the water from this bag inside your aquarium. It can have any sorts of parasites or things like that that may be bad for your fish. So make sure you drain out all the water and only the fish goes inside your aquarium. So the fish have been sitting in the water, guys, for almost half an hour now. 30 minutes is good enough to acclimate the fish, and we will go ahead and take the fish out of the bag, and we'll drain the water over here in the bowl that we have. So carefully I'll just them in our aquarium. Check that out, guys. They look so beautiful. So here is the first pair of guppies inside our tanks, and I'm really excited about this project with the guppies that I'm going to do, because I'm going to try and breed these guppies. Well, I've been breeding shrimp before, but till now I have not tried to breed any of the fishes that I have. So this will be the first attempt at breeding some fish. These guppies, they are specially called as black Moscow guppies. At least that is what the local fish shop seller who sold me these told me they are called as. So we are going to try and see if we can breed these guppies. The female one, as you see over there, her stomach is already bulging out. He said that they are already, probably she is already pregnant and will be due for some babies very soon. So I'm hoping to see her popping out some babies very soon in the tank, and I'll keep you guys updated about that as soon as we get to know. So that's all, guys, for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and also had fun with me while I was making my project. I'm going to keep you updated about these tanks and how they are doing. Till then, stay tuned.
That's all for today, folks. If you enjoyed the video, then hit the like button. For any suggestions or questions, comment below on the video and let us know. And if you are new to the channel, then go subscribe. Tropical Discovery signing off.